Good morning, students. This is grade 6 computer science class. So we have already finished our first lesson, fundamentals of computers. Yes. Now we are moving to our second lesson. The lesson name is More on Windows 7. Okay. The lesson name is More on Windows 7. So we have to see here some settings. Okay. So how the settings has works in the Windows 7, that we have to see in this lesson. So what are the things we have to see in this lesson? Let us see. So content. First one, use Windows Media Player. So how we have to use the media player, we will see here. Okay. The next one, burn CDs. Here burn CDs means to write the data or to store the songs or movies or images in the file. Okay. So burn the CDs means to writing the data. Okay. The next one, use the control panel. How we have to use this control panel? The next one, change the date and time settings. How we have to change the date and time settings? The next one, change the taskbar and start menu settings. So here how we have to change the taskbar settings and start menu settings. The last one is change the mouse settings. Okay, we can change our mouse setting also. So in this video we have to see the first two topics alone, that is how to use Windows Media Player and how to burn the CDs. Okay, so before we have to go in this lesson, first we have to know about some important things. Okay, what is that? That is the introduction of computer components. So do you know what is components? Yes, that is a computer system is made up of two main components. When both combine makes a computer software. Okay, so computer means what? When that means a computer needs two main components. Okay, computer needs two main components. One is hardware, the another one is software. Okay, so without this hardware, software will not work. Without this software, hardware will not work. Then only they say a computer system is made up of two main components. Here the two main components are hardware and software. When both combined makes a computer system, then only we say a computer system. These both compulsory we need. Without hardware, software will not work. Without software, hardware will not works. Okay, Kanna? The next one, what is hardware? Now we have to see about the hardware. Okay, the first one, the physical components of a computer system that we can touch with our fingers are called hardware. That means we can see also. Okay, a physical components of a computer system that we can touch or we can feel. For example, you can touch the keyboard, you can touch the monitor, you can touch the printer. So those parts we can touch, that is called hardware. I have to show you some examples of hardware. Okay, the first one, CPU case. Here that means the outer part of the CPU. Next, CPU, monitor, keyboard, mouse, disk drive. These are the examples of hardware. Okay, so physical components of a computer. Okay, physical part of the computer is called hardware, which we can see and touch. Okay, the next one is about software. What is software? First, a computer and its hardware cannot do anything on their own. For example, system is there, CPU is there, keyboard and mouse is there. Without we have to give any instruction, the system will not work. Okay, so while before installing, before itself, here some instructions are feeded in the system. Okay, in order to perform any task, the hardware needs a set of instructions in a particular sequence. Any work, okay, any work, if they want to do, means they need some set of instructions. That set of instructions is called program. Okay, that set of instruction is called program, and the collection of program is called a software. Collection of program is called a software. Okay, see, for example, take your classroom. Okay, take your classroom. Teacher is there, students are there. Here students and all we called as a hardware. Students and all called as hardware. Teacher, she is a software. Okay, she tells you that take your classwork note or take your book, take the page number this, like that she will give the instruction to you, so you have to follow the instruction. Okay, so without teacher you cannot do anything, no, like that she gives the instruction to you, you follow and you have to complete the task. Like that, without hardware software will not work, without software hardware will not works. A small example, see, teachers say write 5. Okay, then teacher say second step write 3. Okay, teacher say the third step add the two numbers. So you are doing that addition. Yes, so step 1 write 5, step 2 write 3, step 3 add. This is called set of instruction. Then the result will be produced. What is the result? Yes, 8 is the result. So this is called set of instruction. The next one. So software makes the hardware perform a particular set of tasks in a particular order. So before we saw an example that I said step 1 5, step 2 3, step 3 add the numbers. So here I gave a particular task to add two numbers. So the task is adding the number, not for the subtracting. See, particular set of task in a particular order only. Okay, so 5 3 plus, so this is called set of instruction. So here I will give an example, that is Paint, Word and Excel. Paint is a set of instruction, okay, which we cannot see, but we can select that and we can use the paint. Word also you can type the documentary. Okay, now I will show you some types of software. Now I will show you some types of software. Okay, see, first software. So computer having two main components, one is hardware and another one is software. Now we see the types of software. So the first one is system software. So those software which is used for the system, that is called system software. Those software is used for the system, that is called system software. The next one is application software. Those software is used for the user. Okay, those software is used for the user, that is called application software. So in a system software there are three types. First one is operating system, second one is utility program, the third one is language processor. Here operating system means it is the interface between the user and the machine. It acts as the mediator between the user and the machine. Okay, the next one is utility program. That means it will be clean, that is the smooth operation. The computer will work smoothly. So this is used for the utility program. The next one is language processor. It is to translate the high level language into machine code. Okay. So software is two types. One is system software, another one is application software. So this system software further divided into operating system, utility program and language processor. Here operating system act as an interface between the user and the machine. It will convert the things. Utility program, it will run your computer very smoothly. Okay, for example, antivirus. Yes, when you have to use the computer, sometimes it will be hang up. So we are putting the new software. It is an antivirus. For example, K7 and all, no. So it will run smoothly. The next one is language processor. It will translate the high level language to low level language. Here high level language refers human language and low level language, that is machine language, is zeros and ones. Okay. Next, application software further divided into two. One is general purpose software, another one is customized software. Okay, here this is two types. One is general purpose software and customized software. Here general purpose software means those software will use all the users. Okay, for example, Paint I can also use, you can also use, or some other person also use. But customized software, for example, in the grocery shop they have making the bills, no, that software is useful for me. No, because I am not having any grocery shop. So that software will not use for me. That software is useful for that grocery shop only. So that is called customized software. Okay. So here application software is divided into two categories. One is general purpose software. The another one is customized software. General purpose means all the users can use. Customized means particular user only use. Okay, so this is the types of the software. The next one is Windows 7. Now we are coming to our lesson. Yes, the lesson name is what? More on Windows 7. So now we are coming to our lesson. Okay. So the first one, Windows 7 is one of the most widely used operating system. Windows 7 is the most widely used operating system. Okay. The next one is, it has useful application that allow us to perform various operations. It has many useful applications that allow us to perform various operations. Let's see one by one. The first one is Windows Media Player. The first one is Windows Media Player. So here it is used to play audio and video files. It is used to play audio and video files. It also allow us to organize audio and video files. Okay, it organize the audio and video files. Let's see how the steps. Okay, to start Windows Media Player, what are the steps we have to follow? So Windows Media Player, it is used to play audio and video files. It allows us to organize audios and videos. So how we have to start the Windows Player? Step 1, click on the start button. In your computer, you have to click on the start button. Step 2, select all programs. Step 3, click on the Windows Media Player. Okay, click on the Windows Media Player. So, step 1, start button. Step 2, all programs. Step 3, click on Windows Media player. See, step 1. Did you see this arrow mark? No, that is start button. You have to click this start button. See the start button? Okay, if in your home, if it is computer is there, means you also try now itself. Switch on your computer, click on this start button. Step 2. Did you see? I marked all programs. No, select that all programs. Step 2. Select that all programs. What is step 1? Start button. Then step 2. Select all programs. Now step 3. Choose Windows Media Player. Choose Windows Media Player. Have you chosen? Yes. Next one is, this page will be open. Okay. Step 1, start button. Step 2, all programs. Step 3, Windows Media Player. When you do these 3 steps, this page will be open in your system. This is called Windows Media Player. Now I will show you the buttons. What are the buttons we have to use? Okay, this is your operating buttons. This is in the page down. You can see this is your operating buttons. The first one is, did you see this arrow? Yes, the first one is shuffle. That means your songs or images that will shuffles. The first button refers shuffle. See my second button. Did you see this arrow? Yes. My second button is repeat. If you like the song, once again you can hear that song, means you have to press this button, that is repeat. Your third button, do you see that arrow? Your third button to stop the song or anything, to stop it. The next button, did you see? Yes. The next one is rewind. Okay, it is you have to rewind. Okay, that is back. You have to go for the back any other song. Okay, this is what button? Everyone knows, no? Yes, this is play button. Okay, students, this is play button. The next one, did you see this arrow? This is fast forward button. If you want to skip the songs, means you go for the fast button, that is move fastly, no, that percentage will comes, no. The next, this one you already know. What is that? Mute button. Okay, it is a mute button. The next one, this is volume button. So this is the operating buttons of the which one? Windows Media Player. Okay, so it is in that down. Did you see? The first button shuffle, second button repeat, third button stop, fourth button rewind, fifth button play, sixth button fast forward, next button mute, the last one is volume. So like this you can go for the Windows Media Player and operating some songs. Okay, you do in your home, in your system. Okay, now the next topic is burning a CD. Okay, the next topic is burning a CD. I already told, burn a CD means you have to write the data. Okay, you have to write the data. For example, either it can be text, movie or anything. So burning a CD means writing data to it. So you can write anything. We can write text, songs, movies, images and other files to a CD. So anything in that, either it should be a text or song or movie or image, you can upload the files in this CD. So to burn a CD, first we have to insert a blank recordable CD in the CD recordable. RW means recordable, that is rewritable. DVD RW means rewritable. So burning a CD means you can write the data to it. Okay, it either be a text or song or images. CD means what is compact disc. Okay, RW means rewritable. Okay, so double click on the computer icon on the desktop. Okay, first you have to insert the CD in your, if you have a desktop computer means you can using that CPU, you have a disk drive is there, you have to keep your CD. Okay, double click, a window will be appears, then double click drive. This following steps you have to follow the steps. What are the steps are there? Let me see. The steps to burn the CD. Enter a disk in the disk title field. You have to write the name of the disk. Okay. Click on with the CD or DVD player to burn a master CD. To burn a master CD. These type of CD works on most computers and CD players. Okay. Click on the next button. Then drag and drop the music or data file to the CD. Which file you want to write in that CD, that file you copy and paste. Click on burn to disk. When you click on burn to disk, that time only the file will be copied. So burn to disk dialog box will be open. See, I will show you in a step by step process. Okay, see the first one. Click a folder. That means this is for which file you want. That file first you have to keep it on your desktop. Click a folder on the desktop. Right click, select new, then select folder. Okay, step 1. So we are creating a new folder here. Okay, so first step, right click. Okay, you have to put in using your mouse, you have to click on the right click, then select new. When you click the new, the folder will come. So you have to select the folder. Okay, then copy the file that are to be burned to the CD into the folder. Here, which file you want to copy into the CD means that file you have to put in this new folder. Okay, now the third step. Okay, here now you have to open your disk drive and you have to put your new CD rewritable disk. Okay, CD rewritable disk. Okay, the next burn to disk menu will appears. Did you see this image? This image will be appear. Disk title. The first one is disk title. May 28, 2010 is there. No. There you have to write your file name. What file? That file. That disk name you can write. Then click on the second option. Here you are not using USB. Here you are using CD or DVD player only. So you have to click on with the CD or DVD player. Okay. I encircle in red mark. No, that one you have to choose. Okay. Next you have to click the next button. Click on the next button. The next step, note if the menu does not appear, you have to give the computer. This like image will be appears. If not open means this will be appears. Okay. Next, did you see here? Yes. When you click on my computer, this will be shown in that. See, I said no, my file name is May 28, 2010. Did you see that my disk drive name has to be changed? Yes. The next one, open the drive. Files that are be burned should exit inside. So before we have to exit. So here you have to say burn to disk. Okay, you have to click on burn to disk. The next one, fill in the title and recording speed. So here you have to give the file name. So here you have to give the title and here recording speed. The second encircle red, no, that is recording speed. You want 16 or 48 or 40 or 32. Anything which speed you want, here you have to choose the speed. Then click next button. Click on the next button. You have successfully burned your files to the disk. Okay, you have successfully burned your files. So here the work is finished. That means you have to copy your files. You have to copy your files. You understand, Kana? Students, once again I have to tell which file you want. You have to copy that file in the desktop. Okay, then insert the empty CD rewritable disk. Then click on the with the CD DVD player, because we are using CD or DVD only, not USB. So you have to click the button with the CD or DVD player. Then you click on next button. This light will comes. If it is not coming, this image means go to the computer. It will shows the encircle that, no, it will shows. So you copy your file and you have to put it. Then the step 7, you have to burn to the disk. That means copy to the disk. It will be copied. Then they will ask the title of the disk and speed of the disk. Both you have to give and press the next button. So your file, that is CD, has successfully been burned. Another copy of CD can be created by checking the appropriate box. Okay, then you say finished. Then you press the finished button. Like this you can burn your CD. That means you can write the data in the CD. Okay, in the CD some notes are there, important points are there. Just listen. The first one, a standard CD-ROM drive cannot burn a CD with any software program. Here already I told ROM means it is read-only memory. Yes, read-only. We cannot write anything on that. So here we cannot burn, we cannot write. Burn means what? Copy. We cannot copy any data in the CD-ROM disk. Okay. The next one, if you are a data CD, the file will be written to the CD and the CD will be automatically ejected from the CD or DVD drive after the completion of the burning process. Now we have to follow some steps, no? That means we have to insert our CD, copy our file, we have to give the title, we have to give the speed, then we have to press and we will get the message successfully the CD has to be burned. No? After that automatically the disk drive will open and you can take the CD. That only they have to select eject. Okay, written that CD and CD will be automatically eject from the CD or DVD drive after completion the burning process. The next one, if you are burning an audio CD, okay, you are burning an audio CD, Windows Media Player will open with the files in the burn list. Okay, burn list. Click on the start button, burn button. Okay, you have to click on start burn button. The disk will be ejected. You have to press the start burn button. Okay, this is for the audio file. Before point is data file. This one is audio file. So in this class we have to learn what is two main components of the computer, hardware and software. What are the types of software? Then we have to learn how the Windows Media Player will be open and what are the operating buttons are there. The next one, we have to see a burning, how to burn a CD, how to write a CD. Okay, so these are the notes. That means CD-ROM, we cannot write any data on it. Okay, in a data file it will be automatically ejected, but in audio file you have to click on the start burn button, then only the CD will be ejected or burned. Okay, thank you students, we will see in next class.